Okay, here we are, Monday morning. Yesterday, all the hardware stores were closed, so I was kind of limited. So, local hardware store charges about $3 a piece for this 1-inch insulation. So I'm going to redo that. You can see it doesn't go on there well. And then they sell this here for about the same price, maybe $2.50. And you can see what I get for $2 at the big box store, Lowe's. So I like this stuff better. I only bought a couple of these pieces here. The other thing is I'm just about out of these fittings. These are 90 fittings here for this PEX. These are crimp fittings. I get these online for 25 for 20 bucks. Locally, they're $2.50 a piece. So I've ordered some. They're going to be here Wednesday. Yeah, I like these crimp-on fittings much better with the rings. I'm not a big fan of these shark bite push-on fittings. I would never put them in a wall. They're a mechanical fitting, number one. Number two, they have a rubber O-ring, and with the amount of chemicals, bleach, all this disinfectant stuff we're putting in this water, you know, there's just no way. I'm not going to trust it. Yeah, rubber is supposed to be impervious, but who knows where our rubber comes from these days, what kind of mixture they have to making these O-rings. So unfortunately, I'm kind of stuck with using shark bite fittings, but it's only going to be in this area and I'll have access to it. It's not going to be, you know, I use crimp fittings all the way back in here. So yeah, I prefer the crimp fittings over all of them. And again, if I have my choice, even copper, I just got done with the project and the copper was just starting to disintegrate too. So I do like the PEX. I just don't like these fittings here. I'm not a big fan. So anyway, we're waiting for that. What else? Yep, I just got to run a couple lines over here. I'm going to go upstairs and work on the tub today, get that sanded, get it in place so I can move my line here. This is the drain for the tub. It looks like it's in, but that's actually cut off right there. I've got to move it over about a foot, so I'll end up cutting all this here. But anyway, so that's what we've got going on today. And I can set up my board probably Wednesday when my parts come in. And we'll get this all going with the manifolds in. And again, I'm in no hurry to get this water going, because once I get the water going, we've got water in the lines that's susceptible to freezing. And there's no point in dealing with that if I'm not using the water. So I want to get it all hooked up, and you know, when it looks like we're clear, you know, from freezing and sub-zero temperatures, then I'll go ahead and fire this up. And of course, we'll check for leaks and everything else. So anyway, that's what I got going on this morning. I'll get back to you a little later. Okay, I've pretty much sanded my ass off. My fingers are frazzled. I've used every method I've got to sand this down. And yeah, you'll see some rust in there, but you just can't get it. So now I'm going to use the Easy Etch. This is a mild acid that's supposed to open up the pores in this porcelain here and allow for the primer. I've got an epoxy primer I'm going to spray on. I'm going to try to do those two things. I'm going to plan the epoxy primer at the end of the day, because from what I understand, it just stinks. So I've got no option other than to do it in here. That tub's just too heavy. It's not good enough outside. Normally, you know, you take this thing outside. I'm doing just about everything inside because of the weather. So anyway, let's get this stuff on and we'll wait 30 minutes. Okay, well, there we go. I've put the etching paste on, and that's supposed to sit for 30 minutes. So yeah, once we do that, it'll wash off, it'll rinse off with water. So I've got to rinse all this off. Here's a cool repurpose. I bought this here for the water heater. It's a water heater pan. Well, unfortunately, it wouldn't fit in the space. But I'm getting so much use out of this. I've used it for my drywall mud to put texture. It's a great little place to mix stuff. It's got plenty of area. And now when I clean this off, I'm going to let all that come down and go in there. And same with the paint. You know, this paint that you put on here, it's supposed to self-leveling. So it's going to go to that point right there. So yeah, even though I didn't use this for its intended purpose. I'm getting use out of it. It's just an aluminum pan. So anyway, let's give this 30 minutes and we'll rinse this off and yeah, let it dry. Okay, well, we got the fire going. I got it up to 80. I went ahead and used that etching paste in here. It's hard to tell, but there's no longer any gloss on that. It's taken it all off. So I got nothing but time now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and primer it. And then hopefully tonight paint it. I'm just going to get it cooking in here. And as long as I've got the fire going, we're just going to paint. I mean, I got to get this tub in there and get it hooked up so I can get this plumbing finished. Anyway, all in all, it looks pretty good. So let me get the mask on, get the paint out, and we're going to spray on some epoxy self-etching primer. Okay, I used the whole can. It seemed to cover just about perfectly. But I do have another can. I'm going to wait for this to dry. And then we'll paint it and probably wait an hour. I got to mix the paint. It's got to flash. That paint's expensive, so I'm going to follow all the directions on it. Anyway, first coat of primer on the tub. Well, wanting to read these directions, and it looks like for 2-part epoxies, wait 2 hours before coating. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the other coat of this other can on, and I guess I'll wait 2 hours. So anyway, that's where we sit. Okay, there's the second coat. It looks totally clean. There ain't no way I'm doing nothing in here. Yeah, I've had to open up the doors. And the fumes in here, even with my mask on, are just too great. So anyway, I'm going down in the basement and I'm just gonna fill some garbage cans up. Something. This is bad in here. I got to get out of here. I know it's hard to tell with all the garbage that was in here. I got plenty more, but I got a couple things of garbage out of here, and I got rid of some cobwebs and put up some of this stuff. It's going to probably take 20 bags to get stuff out of here. I wish there was a way I could reuse some of this insulation that's on the ground, but it's just all full of mold. If it's hanging, I'm trying. But, you know, I was wondering why the back bath or the back bedroom was so cold. Well, here's why. And that insulation is installed all wrong. You want the vapor barrier to the warm side. So anyway, here's an old washing machine. So all this is going to come out. Here, as long as I'm here, this is called an Eco Water home water treatment. Probably no model number on it that I can find. So this one is the Eco Water, whatever. The hell's this thing? I can't see. It's almost like a pressure tank. But I'm going to have to figure out what these are and if I can use them. Yeah, I'm going to have to open them up and get serial numbers. This has all got to go too. This is the only thing protecting them from the outside. So anyway, I'm going to bag those up and I can drop them off at our place. And we're going to get out here tomorrow morning, first thing, and get this thing warmed up. I've got to get this plumbing done and get that bathtub going. Anyway, for now.